Schumer and his ally Democrats are keeping pressure on Biden to take action ahead of the midterms and to avoid making a move too minor to help out the ballot box. The Biden administration has paused repayments on student loans through August. The president himself has sounded a sympathetic note about the importance of some cancellation is needed, while aides explore how big he can go. His administration is exploring a way to limit higher earners from getting the benefits of cancellation. Now, President Biden is expected to make an announcement on this very soon. Hopefully, we'll see him send out stimulus checks in the coming days. Folks, we have a ton of good news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI, and SSDI. Continue watching this video because you definitely don't want to miss out on this. Now, in some cases, the Social Security Administration, everybody, can withhold a portion of your benefits. Here's some more information on that. Millions of Social Security recipients could see a big change to their monthly benefit checks soon. The federal government has confirmed that some Americans will be receiving a larger relief payment than others. So Social Security benefits can potentially make or break retirement for millions of people. In fact, according to a survey, around 1 in 5 older Americans say that Social Security is their sole source of retirement income. If you plan to rely on your benefits in any capacity in retirement, it's wise to ensure you're receiving as much as possible. But there are a few unexpected ways you could lose your benefits without regularizing it. Your Social Security benefits may be subject to both state and federal income taxes in retirement. Whether or not you owe taxes to the state will depend on where you live. And the good news is that 38 states do not tax Social Security at all. Federal taxes will depend on a figure called your combined income, which is your adjusted gross income plus half of your annual Social Security benefit amount. For instance, if you're withdrawing $30,000 per year from a 401k, your combined income is $40,000 per year. If your combined income is higher than $25,000 per year, then you'll owe federal taxes on a portion of your benefits. In some cases, the Social Security Administration can withhold a portion of your benefits if you have certain types of unpaid debts. These debts can include unpaid child support, alimony, or restitution. The Department of Treasury can also garnish your benefits to cover unpaid tax debts, withholding up to 15% of your monthly checks until you repay your debt. It is definitely important to keep an eye out on your Social Security monthly checks to make sure you receive the right amount. If you filed your tax return electronically by the April 18th deadline and expecting a refund, well, the IRS has said that you should expect it within 21 days. That means you should have received a refund check by May 9th. But the agency has also said that if you filed late, or there were errors, or you didn't set up direct deposit, you should expect a delay then. And according to the IRS website, when an issue delays your return, its resolution depends on how quickly and accurately you respond. Then the ability of the IRS staff that is trained to complete the processing of your return as quickly as possible. The date you receive your tax refund depends on the method used to file your return. If your tax refund goes into your bank account via direct deposit, it can actually take 5 days or even more for the money to go into your account. If you do not properly reconcile your stimulus payment with your recovery pay credit, you may have also delayed your refund. IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick has told lawmakers in Congress that the agency received more than 10 million returns last year.
Given that we haven't seen the full budget plan yet, can you tell us anything about whether or not you are planning to change the way that Mayor de Blasio allocated the $13 billion in federal aid that New York City is receiving from the way that he had planned to spend it, a lot of it on 3K and other big ticket items?
Well, the goal of the budget was to, as I stated in my speech, was to really go at the underlying reasons that we're seeing the institutional poverty and inequality in this city. And I take my hat off to former Speaker Corey Johnson and folks like Councilwoman Adams to put a pause on just the spending that took place. Remember, we're going to lose this stimulus that's from the federal government. We're not going to continue to have it. So we have to get it right in 2022 and lay the foundation for 23 and fiscal years 23 and 24. So we're going to examine the dollars we have remaining to spend and make sure that we're spending correctly. Would I have done some things differently? Yes, but we have to look at what's in front of us right now. But we want to invest in those long-term things. Pre-K was a success. It was the right thing to do. Drilling down in education is the right thing to do. Using our infrastructure dollars to build is the right thing to do, but we have to also attach to that a real job plan so we can hire locally. So we're examining how to best use the last of the these stimulus dollars, and then encouraging the feds. We got to get Build Back Better. That bill we needed for the billions that can go into NYCHA. They're dealing with a $40 billion.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'm glad we're having this hearing today. I want to welcome our witnesses for being here to testify, and I'm glad to see we have some who would join us in the hearing room. Madam Chairman, with the District of Columbia changing their COVID guidelines effective today, where they no longer require proof of vaccination to enter a building, and with their proposed February 28th of the elimination of an indoor mask mandate, I do hope that the committee will return to our regular in-person hearings very soon. We're here to talk about America's workforce. This is an important topic. We're in a period of great economic uncertainty. The pandemic's changed a lot of the ways that we live and work. Thanks to extravagant spending in Washington, American families are facing 40-year high inflation rates, and paychecks are increasingly stretched to put food on the table, gas in the car. Plain and simple, this is a tax on working class. I'm looking forward to the discussion today to hear more about the ways that we can support pathways to good-paying jobs. With all the changes to our economy, now more than ever, it's time for us to think about innovative solutions. Everyone here is interested in finding ways to reduce barriers to employment. But the Biden administration seems to be creating their own barriers to employment. Look no further than the partisan nominee at the Department of Labor, David Weld, is the president's pick to lead the Wage and Hour Division. This is a nominee with a track record stifling innovation and opposing growth opportunities. His nomination is a threat to the gig economy, independent contracting, and the franchise model for businesses, of which many are minority and women-owned. I can't imagine the threat of putting this type of leadership at the Department of Labor, and it instills and the lack of confidence that it instills in employers. This administration also seems to be creating barriers to new training opportunities. Something we should all be able to agree on is the importance of high-quality workforce training and education. This includes apprenticeships. Instead of focusing on how to expand the apprenticeship models, building on what works, the Department of Labor is actually working on eliminating a pathway. Industry-recognized apprenticeships are a promising way to expand the earn and learn model in new industries and to reach new populations of workers. Instead of building on this innovative idea or working with Republicans on how to improve it, this administration has paused the recognition process. If we're going to address barriers to employment, we should be using all the tools in our toolbox, not just the tools that labor unions find acceptable. The White House also wants to put up roadblocks for people who want to